evening, in a deeply troubling incident reported from Kandy, a peaceful demonstration held by women activists and a female government minister has taken a shocking turn, raising serious questions about the violation of constitutional rights in Sri Lanka. We bring you this developing story, and presently we are to contact our contact person from our news first here, Ms. Sevmini Herat. May I please contact you, who is presently at the Kandy Pradesh Sabha.
We need justice. We need justice.
Yes, thank you, Hannah. Now I am in the protest area. The group was peacefully protesting in front of the Pradesh Sabha Kandy. Now we see Parliament Minister Jaffna with us. Madam, what is your idea about the protest? We are fighting for illegal women's rights. Now see, the police is also here. He was disturbing the peaceful.
Ms. Herat. So we have requested and we have looked into the matters that took place in front of the Kandy Pradesh Sabha. So to move further, to give you a knowledge and what happened, a female employee at the Kandy Pradesh Sabha has allegedly been assaulted and raped, sparking outrage among citizens and human rights groups. In response, a group of female activists joined by a female cabinet minister staged a silent protest in the area designated and permitted for public. However, the protest was entirely peaceful, with participants simply holding placards and demonstrating justice for the survivor. However, the protesters were met with unjustifiable aggression. Eyewitness reports that police officers not only dispersed the protest using force but also physically assaulted several participants during the arrest. This raises grave concerns about the freedom from torture and degrading treatment, a right enshrined under both domestic and international law. This is a concern that has to be taken forward, where the rights of each individual, the rights of a female employee has been assaulted, and also the people who stood up for her has also been disturbed. So this is a very serious situation, serious concern that we have to bring forward, and we as the News First is planning and have planned to bring an idea regarding this in detail. Further intensifying the concern, videos and images shared on social media platforms highlighting the incident and the inequitable treatment of the arrested women was swiftly taken down. Activists behind the post reported that their social media accounts have also been blocked. A clear infringement of the rights and their freedom of speech and the right to access and disseminate information has been violated. And this series of events paints a disturbing picture of the rights and violation. To further describe about this, we at Srinidhi TV has brought out a panel discussion which you will be looking into in a few minutes. Thank you.
Very good morning. Welcome to the panel discussion by Srinidhi TV to discuss about the incident Kandi Pradeshiya Sabha. Today with us we have Dr. Meera Jayasinghe, human rights expert, Mr. Asela Fernando, former police superintendent, Fatima Amla, feminist activist and lawyer. Welcome all our panel discussion. Tonight we address troubling event from Kandy where a group of female activists and female ministers were peacefully protesting the rape of the Pradeshiya Sabha employee but were met with the police violence, arrest and unequal treatment. Their social media posts exposing the injustice were also blocked. Let's break this down from a legal and human rights perspective. Dr. Meera, what happened and why it matters?
A blatant violation of their rights to peaceful assembly and expression. At the station, the female minister was respected while the other women were humiliated, revealing gender and class-based discrimination.
I would like to add some more to what Madam said. There are multiple rights were violated in this incident, such as freedom of expression and protest under Article 14 of Constitution of Sri Lanka, and also freedom from torture under Article 11 of Sri Lanka, and also equally before the law under Article 12, and also the access to information when their social media was blocked. How can they block the social media account? How can they access the information? These actions are unconstitutional and contrary to Sri Lanka's international obligations.
Okay, thank you, madam. Mr. Fernando, how should the police have responded in this incident?
The force was unnecessary and disproportionate. Officers are trained to handle protest calmly, and at the station, all detainees should be treated equally. This shows a failure of internal discipline and gender sensitivity.
Thank you, Mr. Fernando. Dr. Meera, how serious is the issue of the blocked social media accounts?
Yes, Sati, very serious. This is digital censorship. When people are punished for sharing the truth, it shuts down public accountability and silence survivors and activists.
Ms. Amla, what must happen now?
Yeah, we need an independent inquiry into the police actions, better legal protection for protesters, and urgent reform in police training.
Agreed. The police must be retained to respect freedom of speech and manage its protest without violence.
Here, the Kandy protest was just silent by force if it was digitally erased. This is about more than one protest. It's about whether we as a nation respect our own constitutional values. The call is clear: justice, accountability and reform. Good night and stay informed.
Freedom of speech. Protect under Article 14(1)(a). This guarantees every citizen the right to expressions, opinion, of communication, information through speech, writing or other means. It is subject to restriction in the interest of national security, public order and morality. Freedom of expressions and thought. Article 10 secures the absolute right to freedom of thought, conscience and religions. Article 14(1)(a) also protects expressions in any form, include artistic, literacy and symbolic expressions, again subject to constitutional limitation. Freedom from inequality. Article 12 guarantees equality before the law and equal protection of the law. It prohibits discrimination based on race, religion, language, caste, sex, political opinion or birthplace. Freedom from torture. Article 11 prohibits an absolute prohibition on torture or cruel, inhuman or degrading treatment or punishment. This is non-derogable right. It cannot be limited under any circumstance. Access to information recognized under Article 14(a), introduced by the 19th Amendment, giving every citizen the right to access information held by the state and public authorities, subject to restriction necessary for national security, privacy, and other special grounds.
In the scenario, the above fundamental rights have been violated in each instance. So, the general public has to have a clear understanding, and for that we have some suggestions. First of all, for the freedom of speech and expression, we want to organize public forums and town hall meetings to promote open discussion without fear of retaliation. Second one, encourage fact-checking invitations to counter misinformation while preserving free debate. Third one, provide legal aid service for individuals facing violations of speech and expression rights. Finally, introduce media literacy program in schools to help students critically evaluate news and online content. Next, for the freedom of inequality. So we suggest to have launch diversity and inclusion training in public and private sectors. Next, implement affirmative action policies where necessary to address historical disadvantages. And conduct regular audits of public sector hiring to ensure equal opportunity. Finally, establish compliant hotlines and quick response mechanism for discrimination cases. For the freedom from torture, we suggest to ratify and implement international conventions on torture prevention, if not already fully in force, and set up independent bodies to investigate allegations of police and prison abuse, and provide psychological support and rehabilitation program for survivors of tortures. Finally, we suggest to ensure all interrogations are recorded and reviewed for compliance with human rights standards. This is for the access to information. So here are the things what we are suggest. First one, digitize government records to make information more easily accessible in online. Simplify application progress for requesting official information, and impose penalties on officials who unjustifiably delay or deny lawful request. Finally, we suggest that partner with civil society organizations to conduct workshops on how to use right to information laws. Thank you.